So you're working on your SDTM and Atom implementation. You read through the guidelines and everything looks good. You actually run open CDISC and you do find errors, but there's no mention about lengths, variable lengths. And in fact, the guidelines don't talk about lengths. They just want you to be consistent. But there's no mention of this in the open CDISC validation, so you think your submission is okay. However, you may run into issues. I'll show you an example. So when you can check all your attributes, this is a validation that should be done. So I'll just select a few data sets here within my CDISC that I'm going to submit. And I'm going to check to see all the attributes, meaning things like lengths and labels and so forth. And in this case, you see some examples of key fields. In this example, unique subject ID existing in multiple different data sets with varying lengths, different lengths. The asterisks here indicate that in the CM dataset, it is only 5 characters in length, and the adverse event has 100 characters. And none of the other checkers will tell you it's wrong. So if the reviewer were to use this as a key field, and if they were to merge, and if in fact your data values have different lengths, it would be truncated. In this case, that would cause errors. And truncation is a key field during merges. Happens frequently when the lengths are not the same. So one way to fix that is to standardize the length. So I have this tool and macro that will take those data sets. So let me go back to that example directory here. In this case, it's the I just have it in my temporary directory, and I can choose those same data sets, or normally you would do it to all the data sets in your directory or study. So let me clear out this old one I was testing and send over this new one in the data directory. So what this would do is it will analyze all those same variables with varying lengths, and it would pick the smallest length value of all the values and then pad it by 10. What this means is if the length is, let's say, 12 or maybe 18 is the character, it would pad it to the next 10th, meaning 20 is the correct length. And you also have the option of this overflow, which means that if there is a something over 200 characters, SDTM will create a new data set so that you, when you create your transport files, it won't get truncated when lengths exceed 200 characters. So let me go ahead and do this. So what this would do is it would standardize your length. It turns out that none of my characters are over 200 characters, so that's fine. It also makes a backup of your data prior to the changes in length. And you can preview the report here. So the report shows that originally the length was pretty long, but when it turns out that the new values being contained inside is relatively short, it would shorten it. However, when it shortens it like this, it picks a common one for all the data sets and standardizes them. So you don't have those varying lengths at the end. So this takes care of key fields being merged without truncation, and it also shortened the very long lengths down to the smallest data values. So if the data value in this adverse event term is only like 48 characters, it would round it to 50, and all of your data sets that has this variable AE term will be 50 in length. So that's a way where you can standardize your character length variables, and you won't get into trouble when the reviewer, especially for key fields such as unique subject ID, or study ID, if they were to merge between different data sets, and if you have varying lengths, you would lead to truncation errors.